Longest Jake here with another video of a very good Ace game, this time in something I have not featured in either this channel or my previous one. That is the Tier 7 American Scorpion. It's a premium tank destroyer, and this was actually a real vehicle, and it was basically just to provide air portable firepower to, of course, infantry in hard to reach areas. And it has, in the game here, it has listed as 1mm of armor. It might as well have none. But it is a small little tank destroyer with a very, very high camouflage rating and a pretty good 90mm gun. It deals 240 damage, has workable penetration. It does get a supreme heat shell as the premium, and I do carry a few HE. I knock down the trees here, and then I back way up, because artillery typically will try to fire if they see trees here getting knocked down. As you see, I've pulled back. The SU-85 is about to take the brunt there. He parked too close to the trees. I actually kind of feel bad about it here, because that wasn't his fault. That was me knocking the trees down, but he shouldn't have pulled that close. Just keep that in mind if you ever get up here. Knock the trees down and then back away. Now, there isn't a whole lot going on to start in the battle, but this is pretty much the best spot for this vehicle. And just to kind of play with the artillery, I knocked these trees down. Completely useless. I'm not going to be anywhere near them, but if they are going to blind fire, maybe they'll blind fire over there. And you can do that. If you suspect that artillery is going to be overwatching your position and blind firing, knock trees down in an area that you're not. You can throw them off. And the reason why this area is such a good spot for any kind of sniping vehicles, of course, primarily tank destroyers, some mediums, is this right here. If your team gets to the heavy area quick enough, you will have side shots into their heavies crossing over. So, as you see, I put one hit into the VK and just sails over his engine deck with the second shot. But this is free damage, and I had poor aim there, but on this map, any damage you can work into the enemy heavies over there generally helps your heavies. Not going to be the case here, but that remains to be seen for later. And another hit into the Tier 5 VK, which I honestly don't know why he's over there. The VK 30.01H is a very, very nice tank in every way other than armor. And it's not very fast, but it has fantastic weapon. And for him to be trying to brawl with it, that was his mistake. But again, this is where you can get some free damage in. However, the team is not going to cooperate. And I mean, this is going to end up in a situation where both the SU-85 and I see the void that has filled in the middle. And that void, unfortunately, two tank destroyers sitting on that ridge line, it's not a great idea. Because with mediums and lights on the enemy team still in play, they could easily be running through there and spot us. And with multiple artillery in the game, as you can see there are 3, they can easily pinpoint and pre-aim on that ridge, so that if they have a light tank who's going to make a spotting run, both the SU-85 and I can die easily. Because the Scorpion itself, being a near non-existent armor vehicle, it's basically just a gun on a chassis. Because I do believe that the hull was actually made out of aluminum, in at least part. So it suffers greatly from artillery. Our SU-85 is actually intercepting their ELC, which ends up becoming crucial. Yes, he takes a hit and gets the ram kill, and he's about to be taken out here in just a second. But that we'll say sacrifice becomes very crucial later, because the longer a light tank stays alive, the more deadly it is. Not with its own firepower per se, but in the spotting ability. So now they've lost their light tank. And an E-25 took him out. And with the E-25 being able to finish off the Su-85, I know he is on the central ridge, basically right where I had been. And no, I should not have stayed there to counter the E-25, because the E-25 will slaughter a Scorpion every time, night and day. Instead, I came over here to clean up the enemy heavies. And if this flank falls on this map, you should come to this position I am in so that you can do just what I did. Because when you're down, we were down at 3-7 at one point. When you're down, you need to start finishing off tanks to even up the numbers. And it doesn't matter if they're low hit point vehicles. You need to get the guns out of the game so that you can then focus on the remaining enemies. And right here, artillery splashed the E-25, which allows him to be stunned, and I was able to get a hit into him. And then again, they track him, which allows me to reload and get my gun onto him once again. And now I see the Hellcat just took out our artillery. Somebody's on capture. That's probably the Hellcat, judging by the vehicles. If you look and see the vehicles, the Hellcat's the fastest. It's probably him. Now I have multiple bushes here that I can be careful and use the camo rating of this vehicle to get up into. And there we are. Now I've got the medium behind me, and I have to get out of there. The 25 TP shot gets absorbed by the tracks, which is frankly hilarious, but lucky by me. Now I'm going to take a hit here because I was still spotted. You're spotted still for 10 seconds after being initially spotted, and then you break line of sight. Now I'm going to get spotted here when I fire, but Hellcat eliminated. Now we're down to 2 artillery and a French tank destroyer here. And there, that shot that landed behind me, again, tells me he was on the central ridge. And now the M44 is to the north. See, if you can learn to judge the shots coming in, whether they hit you or not, it gives you an idea where the enemies are. I know where at least 2 out of 3 enemies are right now. The M44 is north. He's probably around the, we'll say, A7, B7, B8 area. Somewhere in there, judging on where the shot came from and splashed on me. And the S-35CA is absolutely on the central ridge there. So now that's useful information to keep in mind. I know where those 2 are at. I don't have any idea where the grill's at. Haven't seen anything from the grill, but he's probably been firing. He just doesn't have a kill, and I've never been splashed by him. So I go up here, and I'm at first thinking I'm going to let my binoculars kick in. Spoiler, I had forgot to mount binoculars. I do have a camouflage net, though. And I have okay view range. As you can see, the green circle there is your view range indicator. That's okay enough, considering the fact that my camouflage rating is incredibly high. It still means they're going to have to struggle to outspot me. Just because I'll be able to sneak up so close to them, I can easily spot them in time before they get eyes on me. And I'm actually looking for the M44, and I find him. He is basically where I thought he would be. And I had preloaded the HE for him, and that is absolutely what you should do against an M44. Preload HE and shoot for the upper part of the structure. That's just paper thin armor. Really just designed to, in real life, would have been meant to stop shrapnel and just small arm rifle fire. Here in the game, HE from any gun will fully penetrate and deal massive damage, including knocking out crew members and modules. So, highly worth doing. Now they know I'm over here. So I need to reposition. And I know that the S-35CA was in the central ridge. I mean, there's one on cap. It's either the S-35CA or maybe because I didn't have a shot come in on me from the grill, maybe the grill was on the move the whole time. That is a possibility. But I am going to come up from behind here. if it is the grill and the S35CA is sitting in an overwatch position, I'm going to be able to at least surprise him. But didn't spot him. I actually spot the grill. And that is somebody who actually knows what they're doing. That if you notice, that grill had a golden ace mark on the side. That means he's aced it. I think you have to ace it like 8 times in order to get that. So very good player with the grill. And they had a actual mine to get moving. He probably was heading to capture with the S35CA. And I take one hit, and I'm hoping the artillery will be able to shoot him. I'm going to take one more hit here in order to land the reset. And actually burn the guy all the way down for an arsonist badge. And I see Thick Nuke there in the chat going off, enjoying it. He actually ends up being a member of our clan after this battle. But that was a great comeback win in Scorpion on Redshire. Now, I'll leave you with the results. That was 0 premium fired and didn't even have a third piece of equipment on. I was just running a gun rammer and camouflage net. But hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you to finish out the results there on your own.